Hello everyone, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today I'm going to be teaching you all how to create a money jar to help you to attract financial abundance and financial freedom into your life. If you're new here, hello, hi, I hope you click subscribe. If you're returning, a massive thank you to you for being a part of our High Vibe community. My name is Charlene Lizette. I am a spiritual teacher and a transformation coach here on earth to help guide you through your spiritual awakening journey and helping you radically transform your life so that you may manifest and create the life that you've always desired. Today, I'm going to be teaching you all how to create a money jar using things that you have in your pantry or things that you can find at your local grocery store and your metaphysical shop. Money is energy and money vibrates at a particular frequency. And when we start to understand that relationship with money and the fact that money is fluid, we start to build a limitless connection with money, financial abundance, and financial freedom. The reason why I want to teach you all how to use a money jar and how to build one at home is because it's almost like coming into a physical relationship with something tangible to help you understand how to attract this abundance into your life and also how to let go of the, restraints or the constrictions or the limitations that one may have around financial abundance. For example, some people think that they have to work a minimum of 40 hours a week in order to be millionaires. Other people think that they have to work until they're 60 in order to retire comfortably. And those limitations exist in many different ways across many different cultures and societies. The whole idea behind this money jar and what I found supported me and helped me the most was it helped me to let go of the idea of control and also to let go of the lack mentality that I had around money. One of the coolest things that happened to me when I implemented the money jar was I went from being an unemployed single mom to a self-employed single mom making over 6 figures. In the last year and a half, 2 years of implementing this money jar, my financial freedom, my financial abundance, and my relationship with money has radically transformed. And that's why I figured I would teach all of you how to use it. I've had one-on-one clients that I've taught the money jar, and the messages that I've gotten from them are absolutely incredible. The changes that they've seen in their financial abundance, the opportunities that have come to them. It's basically like this money jar acts like a magnet for financial abundance without you feeling like you need to do all these things continuously or sacrifice yourself continuously for money, and not even for like a lot of money, for like a little bit of money. And so with that being said, let's get started. I'm going to give you a minute to go get yourself a pen and a paper if you don't have one, because I'm gonna write down, you're gonna write down everything that you're going to need to make your own money jar at home. The first thing that I would encourage you to get and find would be a glass jar. This is a reusable jar that I had from pasta. I wash all my jars, and the ones that I like, I keep, and the ones that I don't, I recycle. The jar that I have that I've created my own money jar in is actually about this big. So for context in terms of size, I don't necessarily have the biggest head, but like the jar is about the size of my head. Well, mind you, my hair, right? So, and if I look over at my jar, I would say that my jar is maybe like a foot. It's one of those thin glass jars that you can get at the dollar store and create like flower arrangements in or whatever. I actually think that that's what was in there before I made it into a money jar. Okay, so I'm just using a mason jar for this example. Couple of things. One, please make sure it's glass, not plastic. Why? Because plastic ends up tarnishing over time. It gets gross. It probably won't hold its structure. And honestly, it's not that great for the universe. And I personally like the energy and the frequency of glass. If we remember that absolutely everything we touch has an energy and a frequency attached to it, I would say that something like glass is far higher quality in terms of frequency or energy versus something that is plastic, okay? And the other reason why I like glass as well, in particular this kind of glass, is because it's see-through. Even though I kind of looked warped like a little fish. I don't know why I make these noises. I should just like insert the noises, but anyways, whatever. It's like real life sound effects. And yeah, so anyways, that's why I like the glass jar. I also like this because it's fairly big. As you can see, it's not small at all. Like I have pretty tiny hands, but yeah, it's pretty big jar. And also you want it to have a wide mouth because you will be putting things inside of it. And sometimes you may even need to take things outside of it. I'll walk you through that in a minute. So glass, jar, big mouth, check mark, cool. I'm going to give you a list of possible things that you can start your money jar with. You don't need all of these to start off your money jar, but I mean, if you want to, why the heck not, right? The more the merrier. You will need these things ongoing because the whole point of the relationship with the money jar is almost like an exchange. So you give things to it, and by things, I mean herbs, crystals, and you'll see in a minute, the rest of the things that you can give to it. And in return, the money jar gives you money. You got it. Right. Good job. Great answer. You're doing great so far. Okay, cool. All right, so let me walk you through the things that you can start off your money jar with. First things first, money. I'm in Canada, so these are all just different Canadian bills that we have. Will we go into a cashless society? Maybe possibly in the future, but for now, we're still using money in one form or another, and this still holds value. So we're gonna use it. If you are in America or anywhere else in the world, your bills are fine. You don't need to have this much money. I was just like, oh, I might as well show them different types of bills, okay? I actually think when I started with my money jar, I only had like $5 and loonies and toonies, which are $1 and $2 bills here in Canada, and like 25-cent coins. So yeah, I did not start with a lot of money. I started with very little money, and the money jar has helped me to attract a lot of this, okay? So money, actual money or coins or change, great way to start. Pennies, dimes, nickels, whatever. The second thing you're going to get is either fresh basil leaves. So if you have a basil tree at home or a basil plant at home, you can snip from there. I do. I also love basil. I actually also recommend growing fresh basil in your home, like as an herb year round, because it does help to attract prosperity. Fun fact. You put it in your kitchen or in your dining room. Okay. So this is just, I just took a little bit from my little plant here, and I don't really focus too much on numbers in terms of like, oh, it's got to be 5 leaves, 6 leaves, 10 leaves. But if I was, I'd probably do the 3-6-9 method, which is Nikola Tesla. Totally encourage you to go look that up if you're interested in understanding more about the 3-6-9 method. And if you've ever shopped at my jewelry line, STARSEA Jewels, you'll notice a lot of my pieces operate from the 3-6-9 method. Okay, so basil. Can it be dried? Yeah, for sure. Dry, fresh, whatever. The next thing is, this is pine bark from an actual pine tree. Depending on where you live in the world, you may or may not be able to get your hands on this. A word to know, and I'm sure if you're watching this, chances are you're very friendly to the forest and to the universe. Whenever I take bark from a tree, if I'm not finding it at the base of the tree, I always ask for permission from the tree. So I talk to the tree and I say, Senor Pine Tree. I call them senor or senora. That's just my relationship with them. I just ask them, hey, can I take a piece of bark from your pine tree because I'm going to be doing XYZ with them. I've actually gone and I have a bunch right in, I think the second and the third one. But I mean, you can go find it at your local forest. Just ask for permission first. You'll actually, if you listen to the tree and you put your hand up against the tree will tend to intuitively guide you to maybe older bark where it's like shedding its skin. So it won't hurt the tree so much as you're like peeling off. So you're not peeling like fresh skin off, kind of like the dead or older bark off the tree, which it's eventually going to shed onto the earth anyways. So this is a big piece of pine here, or a pretty decent size of pine bark, and it still, oh my god, it still smells like pine bark. Okay, if you have pine essential oil, also will do wonders. I don't have pine essential oil, but if you have it, just make sure it's as pure as possible. The next thing you're going to need is cinnamon. All right, this is McCormick cinnamon. I don't even know how to pronounce that word. Saigon cinnamon, I think it is. Powdered, or even like cinnamon, are they called barks? You know, the little tube, yeah, barks, whatever. That will work great as well. I just so happened to find this in my pantry. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna bring this for everyone that's watching this video. So cinnamon, okay? The next thing that you could use are bay leaves, okay? These are just some dried basil leaves. Why did I almost shove my whole mouth in there? Bay leaves that I have from my, again, pantry, okay? You can buy bay leaves at your local grocery store, herb store, whatever, okay? These are just dried basil leaves. Or, sorry, bay leaves, not basil leaves. Dried bay leaves. The next thing you could use to start off your money jar is patchouli. That is how you spell patchouli. Again, this is a jar. I got this patchouli from my metaphysical shop near my house. And then these jars, I found them at the dollar store, like super cute. They had these weird ugly bows and I just removed them. But anyways, this patchouli, it smells so good. Honestly, patchouli is one of my favorite leaves. There's also patchouli essential oil. So if you can't find patchouli leaves, you could also get patchouli essential oils, okay? Patchouli, bay, basil, pine bark, those are just, and cinnamon, those are just some of the herbs that will help you attract financial prosperity and luck and money into your life. We're gonna move on from herbs now into crystals, and I think you all guessed it. Pyrite, fool's gold, absolutely. If you have some at home, that's great. If you want to go shop and get some, go do it, whatever. But pyrite is a great crystal to have to offer to your money jar to help you attract financial abundance. Pyrite is also considered fool's gold. Like, look how cool this is. Literally looks like a nugget of gold. It helps to attract financial abundance and prosperity. It's also amazing for the solar plexus. So it will also encourage you and support you in helping you to follow your true soul purpose and to stand in confidence in whatever career or life purpose you want to pursue that will help you attract financial abundance. I love pyrite. I don't know if you all have been following me for a long time, but I used to have this really cool pyrite necklace that I would wear. I lost the chain and I offered the pyrite pendant to my altar as a way of gratitude for all the abundance that it's helped me to attract. The next crystal is aventurine, green aventurine. This is considered a lucky crystal. It helps with prosperity, abundance, luck, okay? And even as a fun fact, some say that wearing green aventurine when you are older in life will help you to attract love in your later years in life. So if that happens to be your situation, picking up some green aventurine or shopping over at my jewelry line, STARSEA Jewels, you can get that. There's a bunch of different pieces that have green aventurine in it. You could also get citrine. Okay, this is a little citrine point that I have. Or is it citrin? I don't know, citrine, whatever you want to call it. Okay. So those are just 3 crystals that you can use. You probably maybe have them at home, maybe you don't. If you have any of the 3, that's a great way to start as you create your money jar. And finally, we're going to move on to some of the essential oils that can help you if you have them at home to start this money jar, and obviously to be able to give to this money jar on a regular basis or whenever you feel called to it. And 2 of those essential oils that I would recommend are clove bud. This is from doTERRA. I love doTERRA. Oh, it's backwards. So I was like, why is it like that? I don't know if you can read it properly or not, but yeah, clove bud and bergamot. I actually at home all the time blend the following 3: cedarwood, bergamot, and clove, and it smells so good at home. It's great for protection, abundance, and just clarifying the air, purifying the air. It's really, really good blend, but that's neither here nor there. All right, so bergamot and or clove bud if you have either of these essential oils to help you start off. All right, so now you have all these things, or at least some of these things to start your money jar, and you also have your clear jar. Okay, so by now you probably have your jar and all the items that I shared with you, or at least some of them to start you off. You don't need all of them. I just gave you a long list because the more the merrier. What we're going to do now is you're going to cleanse your jar. I have some sweetgrass here and a lighter, so I'm gonna light this bad boy up. Oh my God, it's like burning. It's fine. There we go, okay. And I'm just going to put it inside here. All right, and just really focus on cleaning out the jar and setting your intention, okay? So that's super important, is for you to set your intention in the jar. So while I'm not creating a new jar, something that you could say is like, jar, I'm creating you and working together with you to help, so that you can help me attract financial abundance, or whatever feels authentic to you, okay? So once you're done cleaning your jar, I just shoved the sweetgrass in there. Once you are done cleaning your jar, you are going to start adding things into your jar. So once you've cleansed your jar, you are going to start adding whatever items that you are able to find or gather into this jar. While you are adding items into this jar, you are going to start saying a chant. You can create your own spell, your own chant, if that's something that feels in alignment with you, something that you feel called to do. In this situation, I'm going to be reading a chant or a spell from the Good Witch's Guide. This is one of my books that I have, my spiritual books or witchy books. And I'm going to read it for you right now. So with a pen and paper, you can write down 2 of these little chants for yourself. So you can use them when you're creating your money jar. Ready? Ready. So the one goes like this. Like the trees growing free, prosperity thou shall be. Like the trees growing free, prosperity there shall be. And then the second one goes like this. Money flowing free, prosperity there shall be. Money worries gone from me. I'll read it again. Money flowing free, prosperity there shall be. Money worries gone from me. And you can pick up this book at your local bookstore, or if you have one, or you can just use the chant that I gave. And a massive thank you to Sean Robbins and Charity Bedell for this. While you are adding into your jar, you're going to start making the chant. So you're going to say things like the trees growing free, prosperity there shall be for me. And you enter your money in here. Money worries gone from me, and you enter your crystal in here, okay? And then you can do your sage and your basil and so on and so forth until you're going to have a money jar that's going to look something like this, So you can see I've added things over time. You can see the base here has cinnamon. Like I said, I think I started this jar with cinnamon and some loose change, and it's worked wonders for me. My money jar has helped me so much. And one of the things I'll share with you, a quick little story on how the money jar helped me. I feel like I need to do this so you guys can see it. Yes, does that look better? Sure. All right. So I would encourage you to put your money jar somewhere either where you work all the time, so your desk, your office, or at your altar. I have my money jar right beside where I always do my work. And the purpose of that is so that subconsciously you're connecting with the frequency of money, and you're asking for the universe to support you not only in your financial endeavors, in your career, in your job, but you're also connecting with the energy of fluidity of money, and also asking the jar to align you with the right opportunities, and also for you yourself to consciously kind of use the jar as a reminder that you don't have to be in lack mentality. You don't have to worry about where the next dollar is going to be. As long as you're showing up every day with purpose and you are putting in the work, with the help of the money jar, more than enough financial freedom and financial abundance will come to you. I like giving offers to my money jar once a week, once a month, whenever I find extra change. Honestly, I really don't have a set ritual with it. There have been times where that jar has been filled with cash, and then there's also been times where I only have like the coins in there and all the cash has been taken out. And that leads me to a really cool story that I'll leave you all with. About 3 months into creating this money jar, at that point, Charlie, my son, and I were living with my stepsister, and my stepsister and I realized that we may be a little bit short on rent for the month. She was tight on money. I had just started my YouTube channel and my business, and I was also tight on money. And we were sitting there a little bit panicked for a minute, and I so happened to find a Toonie, which here in Canada is like a $2 coin or a $2 bill for you, those of you in America. And I just so happened to find a Toonie, and actually, right here, okay? Or it might be one of the ones under here, who knows? But anyways, the Toonie looks like this for all of you. So I just so happened to find this Toonie in my car, and I remember walking up to my money jar, which was on my altar at our old home, and I dropped the Toonie in, and I just said to the money jar, please help us have enough money. I was asking for the bare minimum from the jar, and I literally plopped the Toonie inside and said, please, money jar, help us have enough money to cover rent this month. That is my only ask of you. And so I plopped it in, and I kind of forgot it, and I said, it's in God's hand. Jesus, take the wheel. And I kind of just let it go, and I left it, and I continued doing, you know, my YouTube videos, continued doing one-on-one work with other people, and so did my stepsister. Well, lo and behold, maybe a week and a half to 2 weeks later, I ended up having a bunch of clients book one-on-ones with me that ended up resulting in, you guessed it, having actually more than enough money to cover rent and having additional money for the next month, so that I could actually save some money in addition to having money for rent. And so this money jar has always kind of been like this ebb and flow with the universe, where I offered a little bit and it gives a lot more in return. The other beautiful thing that I'll share with you all is, if you were to, let's just say, because I'm going to put this money back into the money jar, I'm going to put this money into the money jar and completely forget about it. But there may come a time where maybe you have to pay somebody cash, or like I said, you know, you're short on cash, you're just starting out with a money jar, you're just starting off in your purpose in life, and money may be a little bit tight in the beginning because it takes time for things to get going with the universe, right? Like the universe needs the momentum so that it can support you, and you also need to show up as well, right? Don't expect to sit at your couch and pick your nose and just put the bare minimum into the money jar and all of a sudden you're going to be a multimillionaire. That's not how it's going to work, okay? But yeah, so if you put cash into it, there may come a time where you're short on cash, and you can kind of use that as a piggy bank. So you borrow from the money jar and you say, money jar, I'm borrowing this cash from you. Thank you so much for holding it to me. I need to pay da 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 da. I promise I will pay it back to you. And you'll be surprised at how the universe kind of knows that you're in need of money, and it will find different ways. Either like you get a new contract, you get a raise, you get a new offering. I don't know, maybe you get like a rebate back. Pay attention and give gratitude into the different ways that the universe will offer you financial abundance in return. So yeah, that's all I have for the money jar. That is my story on money jars and how to make them work. Remember to always give to your money jar, because the money jar is always working for you. And it is that ebb and flow, that give and take of the universe, right? It's that money is fluid. So money comes, money goes, and you're working with this money jar to help attract financial freedom into your life and to help support you in your financial goals. You're also going to find something really cool that may happen with the money jar, in that the more that you work with it and the more that you ask it to guide you into your soul purpose, or into the career of your dreams, or the career that you're meant to do here on earth to help you attract the most financial abundance, don't be surprised if the money jar helps you in aligning you with that soul purpose that will help you have an abundance that is limitless in your life. And also make sure you give gratitude, because gratitude is the best attitude. All right, that's it for now. Let me know what you thought of this video. Thank you so much for watching along. Thank you for all your support, for your likes, your comments, your shares, your subscribes. We'll see you on the next video. See you later, alligator. Peace out. Bye. Oh yeah, if you want to shop over at STARSEA Jewels and support my jewelry line, take a look at the description box below. Bye.